Hey everyone, it's Rochelle with Losing It on Keto. And in this video, what I thought I would do is walk you through my keto Thanksgiving meal plan. And it's a feast. I'm coming off a 2 week fast, and so I'm looking very forward to Thanksgiving. And so I've prepped a couple of ingredients. And so as I'm doing this, I thought I'd come on here and share with you what my meal plan is, and share those details with you, and maybe you pick up something to incorporate into your plan. So before I get into any details, I'll just share with you that tradition has always been very big in our family, and especially with my mom, the recipes handed down from her great grandmother. Holiday meals were always the focal point. My mom was a fantastic cook, and so we have very strong traditions, around what the food should be around the holidays. And so my plan incorporates those traditions, but making it more keto friendly. And so so for appetizers, our Thanksgiving would go from, mid morning through the wee hours. And all of our holidays did. My aunt and uncle would arrive at like 10:30 in the morning, and then the football game would start at 11:30, and I'm one of nine, and so it was just just a lot of a camaraderie. Just the holidays have always been awesome. So anyways, so we always had a big spread, and so that included black olives. I love black olives. And the chips and dip, Swedish meatballs. This is I don't know anybody who has Swedish meatballs like we do in our family. The keto version that I have is nothing like ours. I have to make both. It's my assignment to do both the Swedish meatballs and the Dayton nut loaf bread. So I don't know anybody that has that on Thanksgiving either. But these are our two staples of our Thanksgiving. It's the only time we have these. And I'm responsible for making both. And then, of course, I had to find a way to keto-fy them, and I did a number of years ago, and they're excellent. And then my mom would always put out a spread of chicken salad, ham salad, liver pate, the ham salad, liver pate, etc. That deviled eggs, actually, too. Those weren't my thing, but even as a kid, the chicken salad wasn't. And I've tried to replicate my mom's. There just isn't. I don't know. She was just phenomenal. And then something that I've since incorporated are pigs in the blanket. So then for dinner, of course, the turkey, and then the keto gravy, the roasted Brussels sprouts and broccoli. And then in our family, we call it dressing. My mom's dressing recipe is renowned. And so a few years ago, I took my mom's recipe and I went ingredient by ingredient, whatever wasn't keto friendly. I made it so, and I played with it until I got it. And my dressing is excellent. And then, I'll do either a cauliflower mash or whipped potatoes. So in years past, I always did a cauliflower mash, but, there's this whipped potatoes that's gone viral from Chris Cooking Nashville. I'm debating whether to make that this year, but I don't want my family members to think I've lost my mind when I'm cooking up 25 to 30 egg whites and telling them it's just like potatoes. And, as we're cooking dinner, it's always chaos. And I don't think I'll have the room to do that. My sister's hosting. So this is iffy. We'll see. But because everybody's been raving about them, I am curious. So we'll see. And then my sister makes this creamy Jello mold that I don't even like Jello, but before I went keto, this thing's incredible. So I've tried a number of years to replicate it, and I haven't quite got it. But this year, I think I have, and I'm looking forward to that. And then Maria Emmerich has a sweet potato casserole. That's a combination of cauliflower and pumpkin, and believe it or not, that combination is just this casserole is to die for. And so that is my meal plan for dinner, and then of course pumpkin pie and with whipped cream. So that's my feast coming off my fast. Of course, I'll break my fast before then, because who the heck could eat all this right after a 2-week fast? But anyways, so I took our Swedish meatball recipe and I looked for a more keto-friendly one, and I based this off of Wicked Stuffed, and these are very good. My family likes these, so we have 2 types of Swedish meatballs. I'll probably cut the recipe down. This makes a lot, but you can see the ingredients there. A combination of beef and pork. And then the cheese and egg is binder. And then it's dipped in a cream sauce. Ours isn't. Our family tradition is a brown gravy. And then whether I make this chicken salad or not, I don't know. This is not our family recipe. My mom never put bacon in. We'll see. I'll poach the chicken if I make it. Then this one. So I had to find a way to make a Dayton nut loaf bread that was keto, because I could not miss out, because this is such a staple of our Thanksgiving, and I did it. I did it a number of years ago, and I just love this. Even my family who's not keto says this is very good. So one of the changes this year is that in years past I've used Nature's Hollow, but that has xylitol, and I worry about when people are taking some of this home with them, or I've made them loaves and they have animals. So Victoria has had she made a homemade honey, and I did that this year. So I prepped that the other day, and boy, is that nice and thick, just like Nature's Hollow. So I think this is going to work out really well, and I'm excited to have a homemade honey for this recipe. Last year I bought, I think it's Wholesome Yum, to replace the Nature's Hollow, and oh my goodness, that was so runny, and I didn't care for the taste. That was a fail. But anyways, this recipe is this loaf is just fantastic, and of course it doesn't have any dates. And so the sweetness comes from the honey. And then I'll have pigs in the blanket. And this year I'm moving away from the fathead dough, because the fathead dough for me has been hit or miss. I don't know why, even though I put baking powder in it and I make sure the dough is chilled, but sometimes it doesn't puff up and doesn't wrap around the little smoky. Sometimes it just flattens out, and then I got the smoky sitting on top of it. I don't know why. So anyways, I'm going with Victoria's recipe on the dough. And then I got the little Smokies from Costco, the Cloverdale uncured beef Smokies. They're the cleanest that you will find. They're excellent ingredients. There is a little bit, the it says 2% with a little bit of sugar, but when you look at the carb count, it's super low. I think it's there's one sugar in them. I think it's 2 carbs, so super low. And so so this is the way I'm going to do it this year. And this is the way I've done it before. This is your traditional fathead dough, and like I said, this has just been hit or miss for me. So, and then this is Victoria's Keto Flour 2.0, and I know the bamboo fiber can be hard to come by. Although she does offer an alternative to oat fiber, but I'm not going to eat oat fiber. But anyways, I'm going to give this a try this year. I made up the flour the other day, so I have that ready to go. And then chips and dip. It's real simple. So for watching the game, take a 16-ounce carton of sour cream, and there's Mamma Mia seasoning packet of French onion soup. Super, super, super clean ingredients. So just mix that, and then I'll have that with rather than doing Parmesan crisp, I'm going to do the high-low chips. I'm going to skip over this. This is a dip that I made in years, like 4 years ago. And this makes a phenomenal dry onion soup mix to add to the sour cream. But I got smarter about ingredients, and this Knorr powdered beef bouillon has undesirable ingredients. So this is a no-go. And then this year, in terms of the keto gravy, I'm debating whether to do to try Chris Cooking Nashville's recipe, which is here. He uses egg yolks as a thickening agent. So I like this because it doesn't have heavy whipping cream in it. Because, we try and keep dairy to a minimum. I'm already getting a lot of dairy in this meal. So anyways, I'm debating between this because this recipe here that I've made for years is fantastic. And so I don't know. There's only a half a cup of whipping cream in this for the whole recipe. So that'll be a game time decision, but I am curious to see how the yolks thicken the gravy. We'll see. And then I just love Brussels sprouts that have been roasted with some avocado mayo. That combination is just fantastic. And then my mom is renowned. Her dressing is renowned. And so I took, as I mentioned, my mom's dressing recipe and went, ingredient by ingredient. And 2 years ago, I nailed it. And I had to play with it, but I nailed it. So I haven't seen anybody's dressing recipe like ours. It has tomato sauce in it. So the key thing that I needed to figure out was the bread, the stuffing. And so I make this bread and dry it out, and it's fantastic. And then I add pork rinds into it too. So I've actually already made this bread. I've already dried it out. So that's ready to go. But the bread, I think this recipe I tweaked a bit is from Keto Diet app. And then I make this, cut this in half because I only need that much for that dressing recipe. But it works. It works super, super, super well. Very easy to make. So I make it like a baguette. I got a mesh mold in the shape of a baguette. put it in there, and it's super easy. And then from there, when it's done, I cut it into cubes and dry it out. And the air fryer does a fantastic job, much faster than the oven of drying it out. And then here's your typical, cauliflower mash. And then it's debating whether to do that or this. And like I said, I don't know. I can't picture me cooking up these egg whites while there's the flurry in the kitchen of preparing the regular Thanksgiving meal. So as much as I want to give these a try on Thanksgiving, I don't know. We'll see. But I did toast the beef gelatin just in case that I make this. Given everybody's reaction, I'm super interested, but the kitchen is a chaotic mess because our family's large, and I don't know. Like I said, I think they'll want to lock me up if they see me making egg whites like this and telling them that's my version of whipped potatoes. And then the sweet potato casserole from Maria Emmerich. This is, man, for me, for Thanksgiving, this is a game changer. I didn't even like sweet potatoes in things, when I was, before I was keto. But there's something about this being on keto. These are fantastic. And whether the cauliflower is frozen or fresh, it hasn't mattered. I've made them both ways, and it's super, super easy. You just throw the cauliflower in the microwave to tenderize it, and this is just an awesome side dish. And then this is the Jell-O mold that I'll be making this year. I did pick up Strawberry Delish Jell-O, and I'm going to go with that this year because I've tried this combination in years past, and it just doesn't have that intense fruit flavor. And then I'm going to go ahead, and I haven't done this in years past, but to give this a little bit more texture, I think I'm going to put in the unsweetened shredded coconut this year. In my sister's recipe, I believe she does both tangerines, and there's another fruit in there. But her mold is fantastic, and I don't even like Jell-O. But there's something about this creamy Jell-O that's excellent. So this year, I think I'm going to get a pretty darn good facsimile of hers. So I'm looking forward to this. And then this is what I've tried in years past. And then, of course, finish it off with pumpkin pie with whipped cream. And I've been debating on what you see here is the way I've made this in years past. And this is excellent. From the crust to the filling, the whipped cream, it's awesome. But if something can be improved, I'm game. So I've been going back and forth between trying Victoria's graham cracker pie crust, her guaranteed no burn pie crust, but then Keto Focus has a buttery pie crust that I recently saw, and so I'm going to go with that this year. I don't have the recipe here; it's on her website, ketofocus.com, but I'm going to give that a go. This crust recipe is certainly easier than it seems her recipe, but I saw how it's light and flaky, and how she comments about how buttery it is. So I'm gonna give that a go this year. So anyways, that is my keto Thanksgiving feast plan. I hope you pick something up from this. There will certainly be leftovers from this. And so the other thing I'd share with you is I've had friends join our family that some that were dabbling in keto, some that weren't keto that had these. And my sister tries these. She enjoys it. So these recipes are pretty darn good. So hopefully you picked up something here. Hopefully you've found something here to incorporate into your meal. And so that'll do it for the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.